In this video, we check out a mod that changes the whole entire intro of Terraria. The New Beginnings mod is a Terraria mod that allows you to choose your character's background. You can play as a pirate that spawns at the beach, or you can play as the Doomslayer who spawns in the underworld with a boomstick. Let's check out the mod. We are here today checking out the New Beginnings mod. Now, if you're really into role-playing in any RPG game, mods like this help out a lot, and there's obviously a lot more mods you can install to really get into the role-playing aspects of a game like Terraria and make it more like Skyrim like or Baldur's Gate like, whatever you want to say. And this mod right here is kind of perfect for that, because pretty much what it does is when you start a new character, you get to add a player origin / background, and as you can see, it says which allows you to start a new player off with different max life, mana items, or even world changes like a different spawn. These are all accessible by default through the character creation screen. A little button next to the player name switches the menu to player origin mode. Let's check it out. All right, let's make a new character here, and as you can see, this little icon, boom, click on it, and then we got the regular one, aka the purist. And as you can see, there's a good bit of roles we could choose here, good bit of origins, and there's of course also random, but let us go through these here. We got Beastmaster. This is our summoner. I'm assuming raised in the woodlands, they summon beasts to aid their journey. We start off with a slime staff and leather whip. Lower max health, but an immediate slime staff and leather whip. We got our mage here, an apprentice wizard with an affinity for the arcane. We start with a topaz staff, wizard hat, topaz robe. Pretty solid, less health but more mana. And then we got our little ranger here, and this one starts off with a hunter cloak, an accessory that I feel like I have never touched. You also get an endless quiver. It's pretty good. You get 100 health, you get your regular 20 mana. Not bad, not bad. We got our warrior. Our knight starts off with full iron armor and a silver broadsword. That's pretty good, especially early game. Now after our basic mage, summoner range, all that, we got our special ones now. A thief. I'm assuming the stars might be like difficulty or something. I'm assuming that's what those stars are. Yeah, thief. We start off with a lucky coin, platinum short sword, and 300 poison knives. Very interesting starting item. Get a lot more money with that lucky coin. And then we got our fire starter. Some people just want to watch the world burn, aka what's her name from Don't Starve? Is it Willow? You get a wand sparking, 300 Molotov cocktails, the greatest story weapon ever, in the flare gun, and a bunch of torches. You can fight the torch god with those torches. We got the builder, the fury forged / chaos / blue jay / cheesy, all those people that love to build. We got your starting origin right here. You get the greatest story accessory ever, the step stool, the architect gizmo pack. That's cool. A lot of wood, a lot of stone. After that, we got the pirate. This one starts off with a good bit of items, a rusty cutlass. So there is little custom items the mod adds in. That's pretty cool. I like that. An eye patch, a golden ring, a sextant, a keg, and some sails. For all my fishing only fans out there, we got the fisherman. Starts with an angler hat, high test fishing line, a pole, and some can of worms. Fairly basic. After that, we got the adventurer. He got the whole Indiana Jones fit. Gets a grappling hook, torches, and a couple of potions. Pretty solid one, even though I don't think this is actual armor, just vanity. Spelunker, people that are trying to get in the mines right away. Good bit of gear here. That ancient chisel is very useful early game. And a golden pickaxe, you're really going to be moving. Druid, a herald of nature, engaged with keeping the world alive and healthy. We get the greatest accessory ever next to the stool, and that's plant fiber cordage, however the hell you say that word. Valthorn, staff of regrowth. Okay. Australian. For anyone that's wanted to roleplay as an Australian, you get the cowboy set, and you get a Kylie boomerang. Don't even know what that is. It's interesting that the character is upside down, so this might be one of the ones we have to check out later. We got Frozen. After 1,000 years frozen and a couple days making the igloo, they're ready for action. We actually get an armor set, because I believe this does give you defense. You get a snowball cannon and a bunch of snowballs. Okay. We got the lumberjack, aka what's his name? Woody? Is that his name from Don't Starve, or am I thinking about Toy Story? A humble lumberjack, his flannel, and his trusty axe. You get Lucy. Oh, never mind, you just get a lumberjack axe, not Lucy. You get a lumberjack flannel, okay, custom flannel, and then you just get a bunch of wood. Interesting. So this kind of could be like a alternate builder. After that, we get a tiger. Lightly more feral than other Terrarians, but not as much as you'd think. So this is like bordering being a furry, but he hasn't fully committed. He didn't have enough money to buy the fursuit, so he's using what he has. He's got cat ears, foxtail, and then claws. You get the bladed glove, which is pretty cool. That's a weapon I never ever use, because I never play around Halloween or get it from just you know, the bags during Halloween. After that, we got the bereaved, dripped out in the funeral attire, and you start with the tragic umbrella. Very interesting. Another weapon I never touched. We got the Doom Slayer. Starts with a boomstick and endless musket pouch. This might be the best one. And you get more health. This really is the best one. We got the alternate. Perhaps if things had been a little different, this would be a purist. So we start with tin tools instead of copper. It's interesting. I think that this should be a thing in vanilla Terraria already, depending on what ores you have. But we got the alchemist, a master of nature and chemicals, prepared for anything. This might be the worst one. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can make a bunch of potions, but like they ain't really alchemy weapons in Terraria. There's like 1 or 2. So this is where like, you know, maybe like some collabs with some mods would be cool. Like imagine if this collabed with the, what's the mod that adds in? It's the orchid mod that adds in the alchemist class, which is one of my favorite custom classes in mods. We got the shinobi. This is our Sekiro class right here. We start with the tabi and a katana. Got the demo man, starts with a good bit of explosives. Really not that many. That's honestly like a very little amount. Boomer. This is up there. This is up there in terms of the worst. This dude starts with a lawnmower. 100% up there with one of Terraria's worst weaponry / weapons. We got our Dark Souls deprived class, or wretched, whatever you call it, depending on what game we're playing. A forgotten warrior carrying long lost tools. So he does have a little blade, a little custom blade, and he gets a lantern. I wonder what the lantern's for. I'm assuming it's just like a little accessory you can wear for light. We got the nobleman. This dude's got money. That's about it. Can only be played in medium core or hardcore. Okay, it's definitely getting up there. Top 3 worst. You just start with money. Trailblazer. This dude is schmoving. Got the farmer. Okay, he starts with a good bit of things. Starts with a little summer hat and a sickle. You could also make a little dummy with the hay. All right, very fun. I'm currently re-recording like half the video because apparently I hit the mute button at some point. Didn't find out until I recorded the other half of the video. Very fun. Okay, I think we left off on the bookworm. Mind over matter, best way to fight is with a sharpened mind. So they start with a little worn spell book. A little custom tome is pretty cool. We got a painter. May not be the best until I see that he spawns with a paintball gun. And then my boy also gets that discount. Okay. And then we got the zoomer. Terraria read it in a nutshell. Starts with 40 health. Terrible. Hate it. Now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna spawn in the world here, and we're gonna check out the items. Let's do it with the Australian for obvious reasons. He's upside down, and I want to see him start upside down. Boom. Look at that. So it's like in Minecraft when you hit like an animal with the Jeb name tag. And I really thought originally that we were just gonna, you know, actually be upside down, like anti-gravity or whatever it's called, the little potion on us all the time. Yeah, we do start with this little boomerang, the little Kylie Jenner boomerang, and it's an interesting boomerang. Like, not like super slow or anything, and the return's really slow. It's kind of like a certain pattern every time. Doesn't like sit and hover for a little bit like other boomerangs. Can you throw it through the floor? No, can't, but it can go through the floor sometimes. But yeah, let's check out all the other items the mod adds in. There is a little handful to check out. For example, we got the little deprived lantern, which does not need to be an accessory slot to work. So that's pretty cool. It is pretty ass though, so I don't know how I feel about it. We got our little flannel, you know, throw on the flannel fit and cut down a tree with our lumberjack axe. Not Lucy. Pretty solid though, pretty fast. So maybe Lucy. And then of course we got a couple of extra weapons here. The little deprived blade. I like how all the attack animations for the weapons are like really weird looking because I'm upside down. We got the cutlass. And then we have the worn spellbook, which is pretty cool. Reminds me of like a Souls type of spell, you know, Dark Souls type of spell you get early game, and it's just pretty unique to at least start off with something like this. But now one last thing I want to check out is spawning as certain origins and seeing where they put us, you know. So let's bring in some origins. Let's start with the frozen one, because this one should start us in a nice little different area than our usual spawn. Boom, here we are. Okay, that's a very interesting spawn point for our igloo. Half of it hanging off the side of a hill. It's all good, but still cool nonetheless. Get the nice little fire. It's honestly a great design. And as you can see, our actual world spawn is set to be over here. So legitimately, we will have a very different intro to Terraria. We won't start from the middle every time we die. It's kind of cool. It's unique to say the least. Reminds me of a Fallout New Vegas mod I always used when I played the game, where you could choose, you know, your background origin, just like this mod, and then that will spawn you randomly in Fallout New Vegas. And that is a lot more different in that, because you always spawn in the same spot in Fallout New Vegas. You always follow the same story at the beginning pretty much. So say I choose like a wandering trader, boom, I spawn somewhere in the middle of the map, and that different spawn could lead to a whole different playthrough with different quests I encounter early game. Boom, I am the pirate. It literally spawned us in the ocean, not even on the beach. Let me give myself a little bit of some pirate drip so I fit the part a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. I feel like a couple of them should start with more vanities just to fit in a little better. But this would definitely be a very interesting start. Starting all the way on the side of a world could lead to some interesting things, maybe some new type of builds or a different perspective for how I play the beginning of the game. And last but not least, the one I want to see next is the Doom Slayer. The one that I said would probably be pretty good, right? You start with a boomstick, and look at that, we literally spawn in hell, so it makes this not as OP as I thought it is. How do I even get around? I already have to start breaking blocks because I cannot traverse this spawn. I can only take a couple steps in a couple of directions. Oh my god, and a voodoo demon spawned already. This is terrible. I would never want to spawn like this. Maybe Journeys mode it wouldn't be too bad, but normal mode and up, I don't know. Look at this, we're about to spawn the wall flesh. Nothing I can do about it. And look at that. Oh my god. That aside, I'm in God mode, so it doesn't matter. But that aside, it's a very cool mod. It's very unique. You guys let me know in the comments if you want to see a video where I sort of install a bunch of RPG like mods like this. You know, get the game to feel like way more like Skyrim, Baldur's Gate, you know, the games like that. Because there's probably a good bit of mods that I could find and really add in a lot more RPG aspects. But this is dope mod. Shout out the mod developers that made it. Should be videos popping up on the screen. Make sure to check them out if you haven't already. I'll see y'all next time.